Good morning. I'm back. We're getting so close to the weekend. I'm actually looking forward to the weekend. However, today has a two-part little message here. First of all, and I risk getting this video taken down because of what I'm about to say, but our world's changing and things are happening that you may not believe is happening. And one of these things that I just want to warn you about, simply because it's something I'm experiencing right now, is your social media accounts. These things are definitely changing. I'm a prime example of how Facebook can so easily just take your account and boom, you're out of it. You can't access it. You can't save your photos, you can't save your videos, you can't save your special moments that you've put on there. And we all have gotten into a habit of using Facebook. Like, I honestly started using Facebook as a storage facility so that I didn't have to store my photos and stuff on my phone. So I put stuff on Facebook because it was a convenient little timeline. And I guess I should have known better than to do this. But now I fully believe Facebook is the one who locked me out of my profile. They want assist, they want help. And the more I talk about it, the more people are coming forward saying the exact same things happening to them. So I don't think this is the job of an individual hacker. I really think, I mean, I'm no conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but I do believe that there are things happening and at work that we're not aware of, or that we don't want to see and don't want to believe. Things are changing. Guard yourselves and guard your families, because these things are changing. And it's going to change for the good, but sometimes things get worse before they get better. And I do have faith in the things that God is telling me about our future, which brings me to the second part of what I wanted to talk about today, and that is faith. You know, a lot of people use the term faith and they just kind of throw it around. Oh yeah, I have faith. And they use trust and faith together like they're the same, but they're not. They're very different things. And faith is believing in something you haven't seen and not stopping that belief. We live in a society where everything's instant. When you want to know something, what do? You punch it in on Google. It's instant. You get a response immediately. If you want to talk to somebody, you pick up a cell phone. You call them. You know, I'm going to age myself here, but I remember when you had to write letters to people. Yeah, I remember when there was no such thing as picking a cell phone up. I remember when, in order to talk to someone who lived in a different city, you had to place a long distance phone call, which was very expensive. And it's not something you did very often. As a matter of fact, growing up, I wasn't allowed to do it at all in my household, and we lived out in the country, so literally every person, even the people I went to school with, because they were across the city line, it was a long distance phone call. We weren't allowed to use the phones for that, so my only recourse to communicate was writing letters. Crazy, right? I mean, the kids nowadays, they don't even really believe that existed. But I want to read you a passage that I was studying this morning in John. And this is about when Jesus appeared to Thomas. You know, Thomas is called Doubtful Thomas, referred to as that. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So in John 20, verse 24, one of the 12 disciples, Thomas, was not with the others when Jesus came. They told him, "We've seen the Lord." But he replied, "I won't believe it unless I see the nail wounds in his hands, put my fingers into them, and place my hand into the wound in his side." 8 days later, the disciples were together again, and this time Thomas was with them. The doors were locked, but suddenly, as before, Jesus was standing among them. Wouldn't that be amazing? "Peace be with you," he he said. Then he said to Thomas, "Put your fingers here and look at my hands. Put your hand into the wound in my side. Don't be faithless any longer. Believe." "My Lord and my God," Thomas exclaimed. Then Jesus told him, "You believe because you have seen me. But blessed are those who believe without seeing me." And that's what faith is. Faith is patient. It's waiting. It's not expecting an instant response. That's the difference between faith and trust. People use faith and trust, those words together, almost simultaneously, but they don't mean the same thing. Trusting is believing in someone and believing that it's going to happen, but faith is waiting until it does. So there's your thought for today. Bye.